It's topic discussion time. Let's talk about Rogue, episode 6 of the latest series of Doctor Who. Just going to point out right out at the very front of this episode was brilliant, fantastic, superb, loved it to pieces. Like, seriously, this is the episode that I think should have been placed a lot sooner in the series than later on, like it has done. I feel like it could have been placed in a little bit sooner, especially because we got that dynamic that we needed, and also we got to see a TARDIS scene. We haven't seen the proper TARDIS scene for the last couple of episodes of Doctor Who, so why are we going, this is the thing that we should do? Why are we sitting there like that all the time? Why is the whole thing all changed? This episode was fantastic. Now, of course, this whole episode, recorded over time, has been a brilliant, fantastic thing. It was set in 1813, and of course, it was around a traditional ballroom dance. Now, I can't do ballroom dancing. There's no chance in hell that I can do ballroom dancing. But the way this was completely choreographed and was fantastic. If you watch Bridgerton, just going to say this episode was very much related to Bridgerton. They even used the choreographer from Bridgerton to choreograph the dance moves that were inside this episode, because this was kind of basically a clash between the two. And then we got to meet the Chandler. What a fantastic creature. I love them to pieces. I love the fact that they use the idea of cosplay to basically come up with a drama or a scene to, let's do this whole thing to murder their victims, in all honesty. But it was fantastic. Like, in all honesty, like that bird costume that they were using, well, how good is it? Like, seriously, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Like, I seriously did. The way they encountered Rogue, as in the bounty hunter, into this episode, and we had that little bit of dynamic with the Kylie Minogue song, just gonna say that has now made it to the top of my charts of music that I like listening to, especially because it's Doctor Who. And how can you not like Kylie? Just gonna say, Kylie, you're fantastic. Just carry on. Bring back your music. I love it all the time. But anyway, completely fanboying about Kylie Minogue. Sorry, we're talking about Doctor Who here. Just going to say, the way the Doctor was using the sonic screwdriver to play the music and dance away, and then Rogue was going, nope, you don't do this, and he was like, no, I do this, and dance away. It was fantastic, and you just felt that energy of emotion, of that little bit of banter between them two, which is also what we'd be needing. It's a shame that it wasn't with Ruby, but of course, Ruby had a bit of a sideline type thing in regards to the whole episode, especially near the end, which of course made me go, what? Which, surprisingly, I've said that a lot this series. I've said that more than I've ever thought I was going to say it. However, Ruby, she needed herself to be better in the way that she was performing. Things just weren't exactly how you would expect the whole Doctor Who episode to go. However, the whole episode, minus the little bit of the fact we didn't get a lot of Ruby in this episode, we still got the episode that we've been wanting. And this is an episode that I really did. If you read my blog, which is down in the description down below, that you will see my first initial thoughts. I always do this. As soon as I watch the episode, I let that go through. I then sleep on it, have a good think about it, watch a couple of behind the scenes and a couple of other reviews here on the internet so that I can put together my final thoughts. And this is where this video comes out, the topic discussion. And I'm just going to say, I've loved it. I've loved the way these episodes are done. I love the way the cosplay was done and the way they used the trap as well, which, of course, the Rogue was going to trap the Doctor until they finally showed off all the faces. Now, I did a little bit of counting of all the faces that went around the Doctor's face, and I counted about 18 faces. This not only included the War Doctor, as in John Hurt, but this also included the Fugitive Doctor, which, just going to say, please carry that on. Bring on the previous Doctors into these episodes. It just makes sense. It makes perfect sense for these type of episodes to try and do, because I'm just going to say, I felt like I was watching Doctor Who, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to feel like I was watching a Doctor Who episode. I understand right this second, I probably am spoiling for people in the house who haven't watched it yet, but I can't help it. I really enjoyed Doctor Who this episode, and I'm just hoping that in the next 2 episodes that I left in this series live up to this episode, because this episode was what I would say, if you want to watch Doctor Who and you want to watch the reason why I got into Doctor Who, watch this episode. It encompasses it all. It makes you really think this is the episode to watch, because this was the episode to watch. This was it. It just makes more sense. Like, I can't believe how excited I am about Doctor Who right this second. The scene where Ruby was murdered, we didn't get to see it on screen, so we didn't get to see the final battle. Hint, nudge, nudge. Ruby wasn't actually taken by the Chandler, but we managed to go back to Ruby's mother and the way this was all portrayed, and the fact that she still cares as well, especially after the last episode, 73 Yards, where Ruby's mother went away. Of course, that episode now no longer exists because timelines and everything else, they've managed to not tread on the certain things to reenact certain parts. And it just makes more sense. We've managed to get the mother loving Ruby, and the fact that the Doctor was upset that he wasn't able to protect Ruby, which is kind of a long-standing thing. But Ruby, of course, used her psychic earrings, which I've never heard of before, but I love the fact that we brought in something new, kind of, to basically go into battle mode. Don't use battle mode was kind of told in the very beginning, and now she used battle mode, and it worked. She managed to use battle mode to defeat the Chandler that was kind of with her at the time, that she had grown a bit of a trusted to, and she managed to use that to kind of portray and then become part of the wedding. This episode was the episode that I really wanted to happen, and I just hope the next series of Doctor Who and the next 2 episodes kind of go on these same lines, because it makes perfect sense to be like Doctor Who rather than whatever the crap show technically was. But let's hope that continues. My favourite part, though, was, of course, the fact we managed to get the Doctor finding someone else who was also alone in the galaxy and alone in the universe. Rogue. And the fact we got the magical kiss scene, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I actually loved it. I love the fact they used that kiss scene to get rid of the remote and then go save Ruby and just continue, or not save Ruby and have everything, and they all die and everyone dies anyway. So it was a death type situation. And that was, nail biting. I was enjoying it. I was really excited for the way this whole thing was shot. This episode, all I'm going to say is, normally I tell you, like, this is my rating of the episode by giving you a thumbs up and then telling you to like and subscribe. This time I'm going to tell you to do it with 2 thumbs up, because it doesn't just deserve 1 thumb this time, it deserves 2. So go ahead, hit the like button and click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Till then, you know what to do. Bye-bye.